congratulations. Just been listening to Jake White talk about the excellence of your performance that you really delivered on the big day. Could you talk bigger picture about the significance of delivering on a big day like that?
No, we went the opposite way. We spoke about taking moment by moment, being where your feet are and not getting ahead of ourselves. We knew it was going to be unbelievably physical, so there's no point focusing on the bigger picture. It's about the here and now, moment by moment piece. So I thought we dealt really well with how direct they were. You look at the end of the first half, they're attacking our line hard and we're holding them out, and some of those shots were incredible. And just delighted for the lads to have performed. That's what we spoke about during the week. We didn't want to be outcome focused. We wanted to be performance focused, and I think we did that in spades today. So, for 80 odd minutes, I think the lads showed up really well and were incredibly physical, and that's what we asked of each other, and I think we did that.
You did those goal line sets just before half time summed it up?
Yeah, absolutely. It's it boils down to man on man, and wanting to put your head where you wouldn't put a shovel, and getting off the line and trying to whack people. And I think you can lose focus a little bit and think about rugby, about all the different parts of it, but ultimately it's a physical game, and what we teed ourselves up for all week was the physicality of it and winning that battle, and I think we did that throughout. Everyone spoke about the threat of their scrum, and I thought the lads were, a few decisions didn't go our way or whatever else, but you looked at the lads who came on second half, I thought it was incredible, and even the boys who started as well were brilliant. So unbelievably proud of everyone's effort, not just the lads who played today, but everyone who's contributed throughout the season. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for every single player that's played, and even the lads who haven't played, their contribution to training and prepping us to perform today. We wouldn't have got the win without them, so credit to everyone.
You guys probably done a long 4 seasons with to get your hands on a trophy again. Just how do you feel getting to enjoy those celebrations?
No, listen, it's great for everybody. Like, it's in supporters is the big thing, I think. It's an amazing atmosphere out there today. Like, normally when you're in the Aviva, obviously you're in a glass box as a coach, so you don't really quite often get the sense of the occasion. So listen, amazing. 2 Wicklow lads here playing, getting involved in the final in Croke Park, rare sight. But listen, it was a great week now. Lots of great stuff over the course of the season. It's a very difficult competition to win because of just the nature of the way the season is. And there's a lot of great teams involved as well. So the South African teams have been an amazing addition to the tournament. The Bulls are a great team. We had this question yesterday, wasn't it? Is their season, when you get to a final, is it success or failure? Unfortunately, you guys, the way you write is the losers of a final suddenly are failures. Whereas you get to the last 2 teams of the competition, I think you need to be able to celebrate the 2 teams that are in the final. So obviously we've been on the flip side of that in the past, different stages. Does that deem us failures? As in, I personally don't think it is a failure. So listen, we win today, it's great. But we'll move on to the next challenge, and that'll be, we'll watch the guys that are on tour with Ireland and the Lions, and that's a big part of what we obviously want to try and do as well. Push guys on to play at the next level, obviously internationally and beyond. So we're excited to watch that over the next while. All the rest of us will take a bit of a break, put the feet up for a while, spend time with family and loved ones and friends. You've had plenty of rest, though.
I played more games this year than I have in the last 2 years combined.
So listen, it was a great day today, amazing occasion here at Croke Park. It's a stuff of dreams, really, isn't it, for lots of Irish kids growing up, you know what I mean? So to experience the final here, big thanks to the support that we've had. Listen, it's just to enjoy the moment now. It's, it was 2, as I said, 2 really good teams going at it. I just obviously came late into that initial first question, but it was a big moment, wasn't it, before half time? And it wasn't like it was one moment, it was probably about a 10-minute period where we managed to, or the players managed to repel Bulls back over lots of different sequences of plays. So which was, there was a scrum, there was a tap penalty, there was a couple of line-out drives, So to be able to repel them back during that 10 minutes, that was a big statement in the overall context of the game. So it obviously kept us 19 points in front at half time. So listen, the lads were great. I thought they had great mindset. Because again, the complication of being successful at the end of the season is we have to navigate two different tournaments, as we know, and it's challenging. You know what I mean? So, and you obviously have to deal with the highs and the lows, because it's there's multiple playoff games and all the rest. And listen, I thought the guys how they've responded after an exit one competition and be able to dust themselves off to go again. You know what I mean? So it's pleasing. So anyway, it's on to the next challenge now.
Coach, at the end the crowd were chanting Leo, Leo, Leo throughout the entire stadium. Can you talk your emotion hearing that?
That's really on the line, by the way. Just for clarity. I said I'd love to take the credit now, because I remember this when I came back from England. I was playing in England between 2005 and 2007, because Leinster wasn't that happy place back in those days. But I remember playing the RDS 2007, and we were defending the line, and I could hear the crowd go, Leo, Leo. And I said, this crowd don't believe me. And in the corner of my eye, I could see the lion doing the dance. I was like, okay. So I'm pretty sure it's not for me. But Leo the Lion did a great job, but I'll take it if you do take it was for you, yeah.
And then Jack, obviously, as Coach alluded to, a historic stadium, iconic stadium you played games in. What's it like to lift the trophy in Cork?
Yeah, incredibly special. Not something you could ever dream of when you were growing up, or even the last few years, because obviously it's been a long time since we played here as a club. So it's not something that was ever kind of on your radar, but it's just fantastic. And I know it wasn't full today, but there was 46,000 people there, and we could feel every single one of them. You could hear their voices, and they got behind us, and they stayed after, the final whistle. They stayed for half an hour, 40 minutes afterwards for us to do a lap to lift the trophy and all that. And it's, one of the big reasons why we do is to give back to the people who come to support us day in, day out, and to the good days and the bad days. And it's incredibly pertinent that we give them something to celebrate, and I think everyone's just elated with a good performance more than anything else, and to give back to all those supporters.
Who's idea was it to go to the Hogan Stand and lift the trophy?
I have absolutely no idea. I was conscious of the lads. Marcus Obuckley needs a shout out at least once a week, so I was conscious of the lads trying to lift up my shirt and make an absolute mug of me, so I was tucking that in and I was trying to get off there as quick as I could. But no, look, to stand, to be on the Hogan stand to lift the trophy with all your mates and family, loved ones, it's incredibly special and something that will live long in the memory. I had a few words off Gaelic, but I was told that my pronunciation was all over the place and they told me not to do it. So, I didn't have too much Irish, but I didn't think they wanted to give me a speech, did they? No, I was told less is more.
Right. The first trophy you shared, kind of keeping a tradition going there, a nice moment of that.
Yeah, huge, and I think it's obviously. I would have loved to have Ross and Limo and Robbo up there as well, but. And I think 3 people to lift the trophy is enough. But I think it's Cullen was a fantastic captain. And I'm only here today because he unfortunately has been injured, and he's led the team unbelievably well throughout the season. And for me and him, we obviously compete for position, but we get on unbelievably well. And I wanted to make sure that we pay due respect for everything he's done for the year that he's been skipper, because I think he's been brilliant, and he's taken in a stride. And obviously for Keane, who is probably Leinster's greatest ever servant, for everything he's done, and he would hate that. And I said it to him before we went up there, I was like, I want you to do this. I know you're going to say no, but please come up and lift the trophy, because it's only fitting that someone like that who's given their all and has done incredibly well over the years gets his final moment with the trophy. And I'm glad he said yes, because I really thought he was going to fight me on it, because he's not one for the limelight. He doesn't want the attention on like that. So I'm delighted he came up with Cullen and myself and lifted the trophy, because it's the least he deserves.